talk a little wrestling when I'm in your house. In your house. In your house. I said I'm in your house. So when I'm in your house. In your house. In your house. Hey, yo, we talk a little wrestling when I'm in your house. In your house. In your house. Yo, I'm in your California dreaming, make me stay scheming like Bobby the Brain Heenan. I'm out here, I got big steppers on my team, and the swagger leave them leaning. And if it ain't business, love, what's the meaning? I'm dangerous like Harley when I'm coming to the function. Hard like Jimmy, I bring the doom to your dungeon. MVP, you get this hurt and this business. Hit this work, I'm the director, you should listen.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to In Your House, starring Hollywood House. This is the People's Podcast. Hey guys, you already know who it is. It's your boy Con, ready to get at work. When it comes to this professional wrestling business, that is what we do, and hey, we love it. So let you guys know where you guys can listen to this at. You guys can listen to this at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Spreaker, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Himalaya. Hey, you don't have an Apple device? That's alright. We're on Google Play. Anywhere that you guys are, we can get to you, and it is time for us to look at the clock. I'm checking the time because the last time that I checked, In Your House was the hottest professional wrestling podcast in the Midwest, because we hit you with that work. Round the clock. You guys already know what it is. You guys already know who I am, and that is Director Hollywood House, ready to hit you with another jam-packed and exciting episode of the podcast that you love to love, and that is In Your House. And hey, it's time to talk a little wrestling with a hip-hop feel, hitting you with those LA vibes. We're back, we're gonna give it to you, Jack. We're gonna give it to you in your house, and that's exactly what we intend to do, because we're back here on the 5-star internationally listened to podcast, and hey, that is In Your House. And we dropped an episode earlier this week. It was a solo shot. Me, myself, doing those solo episodes, it's tough. It's hard, you know, to sit up there and do those solo episodes, because it's essentially, I mean, for the untrained podcaster, you feel like that you're talking to yourself. But for somebody like me, I know I'm talking to you guys out there, the household, the 14 different countries, all across these United States and locally right here in the state of Indiana. I know I'm talking to you guys. But this week, I don't have to sit up here and talk all on my own and get water and drink some water. And well, I'm still going to drink some water, just so you guys know. But I don't have to stop as much, because we got the return here of the marvelous one himself, the curator of content, and of course the curator of chaos, right here at In Your House and for the set. That's the marvelous Mr. Bell. Welcome back, bro.
Oh, welcome, my brother. Thank you for having me once again right here in your house. You know, I feel like it would not be the same without me here anymore, because we give the people what they want and what they need, right?
Absolutely. So it's not the same here doing it without the marvelous Mr. Bell. So now we got you back. You had a real busy weekend and a real busy week this week. It's like I said, it's this adulting thing that we got to do that just keeps us busy, but somehow, some way, we keep making time to give the household that work, bro.
Well, you said at the top of the show, man, we always put in that work. And yes, whether this weekend I was putting in that work next to Sam Knight, the right hand of God, or whether I was doing the things I needed to do for the Apex group at HCW. Yep. You know, I was putting in that work. And then, of course, I always have to find time to curate content for right here In Your House. That's the most important job ever.
Man, that's what we do. We curate the content. We have you curate the content for the household out there, and they enjoy it. They love it. That's why they keep coming back and listening to what we're doing for over 3 years strong. And it's been a movie here for this last 3 years, but
Man, we talked a lot of what's been going on within the confines of the mainstream professional wrestling world, and man, there's a lot of things going on. I mean, none bigger than the news I talked about at the first half of the show on Monday's episode. Go back and listen to that episode, guys, when you guys get a chance to. It was a pretty good episode. But we talked about what's going on with Vince McMahon, Bell, and it's a whole lot going on with Big VKM. The genetic jackhammer has been doing a little bit too much jackhammering, and he's been jackhammering to a point where he's having to be like, hey, here's a $3 million. Hush up.
I mean, to be honest, he paid those bills, correct?
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to, like, isn't that like double jeopardy or something like that? You can't like get in trouble for some stuff that you hadn't already handled in the first place.
Yeah.
Like that's a thing. Yeah, and like, you know, certain segment of the population knows how to do that thing better than others, but that's neither here nor there, and it's a completely different conversation. But yeah, of course, look, Vincent Kennedy McMahon is in some hot water because, you know, he's Vincent Kennedy McMahon, and I think you touched on this during your solo shot. Is like we aren't shocked. I'm not shocked. I know you're not shocked. The household shouldn't be shocked that Vincent Kennedy McMahon is a dog.
Yeah.
He's an absolute dog. I don't think he has like any attempts to want to be or keep a faithful marriage, but that's also not my business. Right? That's not my business. That's not your business. The only people's businesses that is whomever God he prays to and himself. As long as all things happen from a consenting adult.
Yeah.
That consenting being that key word, right? Look, Vince McMahon does not shock me. This news seems a little weird to me, to be honest.
Does it?
All of this seems a little. We need something. Click.
Yeah.
Maybe I look at everything like that. Maybe I'm always looking at this skewed view of, all right, well, you know, are they doing that because this is a real story, or are they doing this because, man, they don't have anything and they're like, man, we need traction. What do we do? What do we do? Because off of this, we've seen twice now that Vincent Kennedy McMahon has came on WWE television, once was hyped up, almost overhyped.
Yeah.
The other one was
He just pulled up.
Was just random, but both were spectacular. Both were something that, you know, it kept viewers' attention. But he did not come out and say anything.
No, he didn't.
Either one of these instances. But he made headlines, and I think that's the only thing he was trying to do. That's what Vincent Kennedy McMahon is always trying to do. You know, that's what he's been doing since, you know, probably since he was in diapers, man.
Yeah, he knows how to get attention on himself. That's for sure.
Yeah, he absolutely does. Now, I can't say whether, you know, what Vince McMahon did. He and John Laurinaitis, seemingly, however that tag team was formed. But I can't tell you if what they did was wrong. But I can tell you that, like, something about these stories and the way that they have been leaked out, in my opinion, you know, and they seem fishy. They seem a little like headline grabby. But then the other thing that goes along with that is that Vince McMahon has stepped down as acting CEO of WWE. We now have an interim CEO of Stephanie McMahon, which is very interesting. I don't know if you heard this, but yesterday I heard rumors and rumblings that that Paul Levesque was back in the building.
Based H.
And he was telling people, hey, I'm back, sort of thing. So, like, I don't know if that is true. Maybe we will find out about that at a certain time later. But this is all very, very interesting. It's all very... it can mean a lot about nothing, or it could just mean it could be a whole lot of nothing about a whole lot of different things, to be honest.
Yeah. And it's crazy, man, because we see the situation and we see how there's been such a scrum around it. We see, like you had already mentioned, Vince steps down as chairman of the company. Stephanie steps up after leaving last month, saying that she needed to step back on some of her responsibilities, the majority of her responsibilities. And I speculated a little bit on Monday, was she going home to be with the family? Was she going home to be more with Triple H because of the health issues that he's had in the past?
Right.
And or is this a case where, since this investigation actually started in April, if she knew something was coming, so she was like, hey, let me go ahead and dip out. But as soon as she dipped out, it didn't even take a month, and she had to come right on back. And now we see John Laurinaitis. He has been put on leave, and he's no longer, at least for the moment, the talent relations guy over at WWE. Right now it's Bruce Pritchard. He's stepping up into that role as of right now. We have Triple H going to the Performance Center and saying that he's back. It leaves you to ask, what's going on? What's going on internally? They have the speculations on Kevin Dunn and his insider trading. You know, there's a lot of different ways to look at it. Now, if we look at it for the surface reasons, then yeah, we got a big scandal on our hands here. You got insider trading. You got affairs happening. I mean, right now it's looking like it's ghetto over there in Connecticut. Ghetto as hell.
It is all very, as the sands of the hourglass pass. These are the days of our lives.
Yeah.
And it is 100 that. Look, Con, I know you felt that when I said that. Yeah. Look, you felt that. You better be quiet for grandma's stories. Don't be getting in the way of that shit.
Man.
But like, this is all very, like I said before, this is all very headliney and clickbaity and very. I don't know what's going on with WWE, but I do know a few things, right?
Yeah.
And this is just a few things that I've gathered throughout the week from these stories. I do know that their stock has dropped around $7, right?
Okay.
But nothing outrageous. Which in a bearish market that we're in currently, this is actually kind of surprising.
Yeah.
That it hasn't dropped lower than that. So I think all things going, WWE in that aspect is doing okay. The Kevin Dunn thing, although it seems very, very, what are they doing? Isn't as out of the norm as you would think. Kevin Dunn, although he does own and possess a lot of stock of WWE,
Mm-hmm.
he is not what you would consider a majority shareholder,
Right.
in that. So his dealings could genuinely have been more so day-to-day sort of trading. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe he has to put a down payment on a house. Those things happen, and that could have been more coincidental than anything else. Now, look, I'm not being an apologist for WWE. You've met me, but I'm just trying to look at all of these things kind of factually and present them in a way that, like, help the household be like, maybe this is all about nothing.
Right.
But those are the certain things that I know. The other things that we don't know. No, we don't know the circumstance or the relationship of the woman that Vince McMahon allegedly had an affair with, and also, like, this was third party information. If you guys remember, this was third party information. It wasn't coming from the source. It was coming from a friend of the source, or someone who was in contact with that person,
Right.
sort of thing. So with all things, when we are listening to these stories, and as we are, siphoning through this news in WWE history, we need to remember that we need to be able to look at the whole picture.
Yeah.
Before we jump to any conclusions, before we start, either claiming wins in the eyes of AEW, or anything that wrestling marks out there tend to do very quickly.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Trust me, I see it all the time. They're always jumping to conclusions, always up in the comment section, just with a quick, like snap, like breakneck speed with those type of takes and stuff like that, without even really knowing what's going on. And,
Absolutely.
And another thing is, who knows what's really going on? You called attention to the fact that this whole situation seems very headliney, clickbaity. Maybe this is a way that Vince McMahon could get some attention on the WWE and himself, because I'm sure in the mind of somebody like Vince McMahon, any publicity is good publicity. And,
absolutely. There's no such thing as bad headlines, because a headline is a headline, and the headline keeps you
relevant,
being talked about, right?
Relevant, keeps them talking about you. But we don't know if this is a way of that he's passing the torch on to Stephanie and Triple H. Triple H is going down to NXT, saying that he's back. Now, the interim CEO, interim chairman, Stephanie McMahon, which a lot of people speculated that would one day happen anyway. Like, nobody's
this
thinking...
was more of a natural progression thing.
Yeah.
But, like, at the same time, oh, man, this is kind of happening. Now, this is like, oh, okay. Because, I didn't personally think that, Vince McMahon was going anywhere anytime soon.
No,
and, if we watched him on Monday Night Raw, look, he still has some years left in him. I know you guys saw him take that leap.
That leap? Ooh, that big old leap.
Yo, he took that leap, and it was all faith, right?
Yup. Yeah.
So, I mean, look, Vince McMahon is not going anywhere anytime soon. And, all things... barring all things with current situation.
No, but I don't think he's going anywhere anytime soon, but I think that maybe he's positioning Stephanie and Triple H into those positions. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and absolutely, that was a thing that has I think that it has been in place, been moving towards this place for a while now.
Yeah. And I don't think, like I said, like Shane likes to come and go as he pleases. Right. Shane likes to come and go as he pleases, as to where Stephanie is like all in and has been for pretty much her entire adult life. So it's definitely believable that she would be the one that would take over the company. Shane's gonna still come and go as he please. Shane's a draw. Shane can do things from time to time, but like it's all Stephanie and Triple H at this point, because they've really laid a lot of groundwork and foundational pieces to the WWE that we see today.
I'm sorry, did anybody really want Shane McMahon running the WWE?
I don't even think Shane McMahon wants Shane McMahon running the WWE. No.
For one, if he did, he would not get enough time. He wouldn't get to play like he wants to. He does. Literally, he wants to show up. He wants to do a couple things. He wants to leave, right? Yeah. He's basically the Roman Reigns of the McMahon family. Except for it's just come, wreck shit, and leave. Yeah. Right? Yep. Same ideal, right? Or concept. Can't wait till he does it on AEW.
Hey, the best in the world is coming to help out Bryan Danielson. We'll talk about Forbidden Door a little bit later on in the second half of the episode, guys. But right now, we're talking about Vince McMahon and all his woes right now.
Well, I mean, I dare to say, if you were the best in the world, you probably wouldn't be the most beaten up or injured. So, but I digress, as always. Nobody really thought Shane McMahon was going to lead the WWE to greatness. I mean, at one time, man, I know a young curator was like, I can get behind Shane McMahon, and then the Mean Street Posse probably ruined my dreams at some point because they were just, hapless and dumb. But I tried. But over time, we've seen the passion that Stephanie McMahon has. We know the passion that Paul Levesque has for WWE, for the future of WWE, and we hope, at least I speak for myself, but I would hope that we see that the hands are of WWE are in good hands with those two at the helm.
I agree.
I couldn't really see any other solid choice. Although I guess we do have to worry about that Khan guy. Not Tony. Not Tony. The less coked up version.
Man.
Yeah.
For real.
Maybe I shouldn't say that. We're looking for sponsors, right? Yeah. You know what? Might as well be Raw.
It'll be fine.
Maybe we can get
fine.
one of those. Yeah, everything will be fine. Everything will be fine.
So we got this stuff going on with Vince McMahon. As we already know, and as you kind of alluded to a little bit, he came on last week's SmackDown. He showed up on last week's SmackDown, advertised it, and I just there was from the moment that he stepped down as the chairman, and then and just maybe minutes, a half hour, maybe an hour after that, they're saying he's going to come and he's going to confront the WWE Universe on SmackDown. When that moment came, there was this electricity in the air of like, what's he going to say? What's going to happen? How is he going to address any of this? And it was there for me too, because I was like, dang, like I really want to see what he's going to say. So
I cannot say that I thought anything different, although I feel like part of me knew that like Vince McMahon was going to come out, not acknowledge anything, go about his business. This is a big old.
It's a troll job, man.
Yeah, if you're watching on video, you can see exactly what I did, but I won't repeat. For future offerings and stuff, but he is trolling. I don't know who he's trolling. I don't know if he's trolling, the U.S. government or, who he is trolling at this point. But he is trolling anyone he can get. Yes, I'll take free eyes. My name is Vincent Kennedy McMahon. Welcome to SmackDown. Hey, in about a week or so, we got 20 years of John Cena. Everybody wear jorts.
Yep. Get that. Yep, you can't see me and whatnot. Get that nostalgia wagon back going again and get all the attention off me, Vince.
Yes.
So that way I can
Oh, by the way, I'm firing people power here soon.
Get him out of here. So you look at everything that's going on. You see this turnover in power. I'm not sure that we're going to see. I didn't think we were going to see Stephanie McMahon on Monday Night Raw, and we didn't. I don't think we're going to. I think she's going to stay behind the scenes for right now and just kind of, because I'd imagine with everything that comes with being the chairman of the company, that like being an on-screen persona is probably one of the last things that you need to be worrying about. So I just don't see her showing up on television anytime soon, addressing anything she doesn't need to. This ain't got nothing to do with her. It's got everything to do with her daddy, and honestly, I think this move by Vince was smart, because for the most part, Stephanie is pretty well liked, and she's got a clean slate. She hasn't really done a whole lot of dirt. I mean, if we talk about doing dirt, we already know that Vince McMahon has got buckets of dirt, that's attached to him. So, like, Stephanie is the obvious choice, and she's pretty progressive with her thinking and stuff like that. And Triple H has a very good grip and grasp on the next generation of talent. There's a lot of people, especially on the Black and Gold brand version of NXT, that credit a lot of their success to Triple H. So he's very well liked. This just makes sense for them to kind of take
Hopefully
over
he
the
can get
company.
back in there. He can steer that boat back around with NXT 2.0.
There's no excitement, man. There's not a whole lot of excitement.
Hopefully we can drop that 2.0 and just go back to NXT.
Yeah.
Like, just take a hard 180 turn and just go back the way things were, the way of yesteryear.
The only reason that I don't see that happening is because if they turned around and went back to the Black and Gold version of NXT, in a way, that would be Vince McMahon admitting failure, and I just don't see him doing that, especially this soon, because I don't even think NXT 2.0 has been around for like 2 years, So
it has not even finish its first year incarnation.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
If you can believe this, but it has been very bad.
It's dragged along. It's definitely dragged along.
Oh man, not that I look. We complain, but not that I would pass up an opportunity to ever appear on NXT 2.0.
Sure,
I would jump at that opportunity, but I feel like I would also do better than what is presented. And maybe I feel way too full of myself, but I feel like I can complete that and I can be over in NXT 2.0 at least, because some of these people are just all athletes and no showmanship, zero showmanship, zero acting ability, acumen, and it's just it's bad. It's very bad.
It's tough. So you got Toxic Attraction, you got Braun Breaker, you got Wendy Chu, some people that have some acts. You got Tony D'Angelo. I think Tony D'Angelo is a pretty good act. But for the most part, man, it's not what it used to be. I remember a time watching NXT where every takeover was can't miss.
Yeah.
Every takeover was can't miss. Now I can't even remember the last time I've said to myself hey, I really want to watch this NXT takeover. It's been a while, so I would love to see it go back to what it was, but once again, knowing Vince and how he is, I feel like that would be admitting defeat. I think some more time would have to pass if they did decide to go back, and it would have to be a thing where it was an organic thing, not like a breakneck, we're going to go ahead and switch it right just like that, so that way it doesn't make Vince look like a failure. Because remember, it's Vince McMahon, and he's got one of the biggest egos in professional wrestling.
Well, as he should. He's
for sure
one of the best things in entertainment, just period. And I'm going to give the man all that credit that he is due there.
Well, he deserves it.
He does. And yeah, there's no biting that from that. WWE is going to be just fine. Everything will be just fine as far as this ship gets steered.
Oh yeah, I agree with that. I really think that it's a situation where we're not going to hear anything more about it for a long time. They're gonna let it die down. They want this to die down, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Eventually Vince is going to say, okay, I'm done making these appearances. It's not funny anymore. And that's going to be it. You know what I'm saying? We're going to see this turnover, and there's no telling when we're going to see Vince McMahon back.
I doubt he may be there next week in some capacity, doing the same thing. I feel like there may be another week or so of that, very trolly, and then after that, I think you're right. Then it'll die down. Well, it'll be on to the next thing.
Yeah. I think Vince has got a good feel on when enough is going to be enough with these random appearances, and then he's gonna stay in Gorilla. I don't expect him to leave Gorilla position, even with him stepping. He's still going to have creative control, straight up. Everything's still going to end with Vince. Everything's still going to end with Vince.
Even if he's just texting somebody from his house, he still has control over what's said and done over his product always.
Absolutely. So guys, household, don't get too excited, because I know a lot of you guys are not Vince McMahon fans. I just want to be absolutely clear: this is not the end of Vince McMahon. Just so you know.
No.
So, hey, that's what it is. That's what it's going to be. Yes, you fans that hate Vince McMahon and AEW marks, this is not the end of Vince. This is not his empire falling. Don't trick yourselves like that, guys. It's not nowhere near like that.
No. Everything was fine. Everything will continue to be fine and stay fine. So
absolutely. So we got a really big second half of In Your House. This episode of In Your House coming up. We're gonna be talking Forbidden Door. I'm super excited for this show, Bell. Just because I love these cross-promotional shows. And you saw a lot of them with Ring of Honor and New Japan Pro Wrestling. Now we're seeing it on a much larger scale with AEW working with New Japan Pro Wrestling. And there's going to be a lot to unpack from last night's AEW and looking forward to this Sunday's Forbidden Door, man.
Yo, I gotta say, I am super, super excited about Forbidden Door.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
I was not prior to probably yesterday.
Yeah.
Not even gonna lie. But in this, I also have a lot of questions on, like, man, if this event was put on by, say, another promotion, how do you think they would have done this?
Yeah.
Would it have been bigger, more grander scale?
Yeah.
Would they be creating more household names than is being created right now currently? Like, it made me think about so many things, which you've met me, you know how my brain goes.
For sure, yeah.
So much stuff to talk about. But yeah, I am really excited about Forbidden Door, just because the amount of matches that we're seeing, just take Will Ospreay and Orange Cassidy, I feel like that is going to be a low-key banger.
Oh yeah.
We have a fatal 4-way match for the GP heavyweight championship with Jay White, Adam Cole, Hangman Page, and Okada, the Rainmaker.
Yeah, it's
like,
gonna be good.
How can that? Nothing can really get any better than that. We saw the iterations of Jon Moxley and the Ace,
Tanahashi,
Hiroshi
Tanahashi.
Like, that is going to be an absolute massive match, and
That's
I don't think, like,
violence.
I don't think American fans, like, true, wrestling fans, some don't understand that the amount of, or grasp the amount of majorness that is in that. So
there's a lot, man. There's a lot. And we're about to go ahead and unpack as much as we can of it, if not all of it, man, because there's a lot to talk about with Forbidden Door. But before we do that, we're going to take a break. We're going to pay a few bills. Go ahead and take care of some business. I'm going to go get some water real quick, get some more water. I got to reload up on the water. And then when we come back, me and Bell are going to unpack last night's AEW and the preview of what's going to be Forbidden Door. Hey guys, it's your boy the Director, Howse of In Your House, and I'm here to let you know about a small business that produces beard products and also supports small stage, independent, professional wrestling stars. It's called Ring Master Beard Company. Try one of their several scents, beard oils, balms, or mustache wax, and keep your beard looking and feeling sweet. Purchase your favorite wrestlers or personalities' personalized scent, and they receive a portion of each sale. And with that being said, don't forget to pick up a bottle of the Director in Alakan House Special. Your boy, a blend of eucalyptus, mint, and tea tree oil. Have your beard feeling fresh, have your beard feeling smooth, just like your boy, the Director. Follow Ringmaster Beard Company on Twitter and Instagram at Ringmaster Beard, or on their Facebook page, and that is Ringmaster Beard Company. Check it out. Get your beard cream. Hit your beard with that. Because sometimes being a master in the ring means mastering your beard. Welcome back to In Your House, and of course, you guessed it, I am your director, Hollywood House, sitting in with the curator of content and the curator of chaos, the marvelous Mr. Bell, as we talked a little bit about what's going on with this whole Vince McMahon fiasco and everything that's going on with it. We unpacked it as much as we could, but that's all we can do. We can only unpack it so much, because if there's not any new news to unpack, hey, we stop right there. We're not just going to sit up here and milk a story just to milk it for the headlines. That's not what we do here at In Your House. But what we do here at In Your House is make sure that we thank you guys. Thank you so much for making us a 5-star podcast on Apple Podcasts. It is truly appreciated. never stop saying thank you to you guys, because you guys are the reason that we keep on doing this. Bell's a busy man, I'm a busy man, but because of you guys, we find a reason to get together with our busy schedules, come together and give you guys that work. Big shout out to our people over there in India who come through and always give us downloads, feedback. India goes hard for In Your House just as much as the United States does, and we truly appreciate y'all for everything that y'all do. Hey guys, if you want to continue to support this great podcast, go ahead and head on over to www.prowrestlingtees.com/inyourhouse. Go ahead and get a shirt. It all goes towards helping and constructing and building this podcast to what it is and what it could be towards the future. Go ahead and get a set shirt. Get a Hollywood House shirt. Get an In Your House podcast shirt. They're all over there just for you guys to go. All kinds of great designs to go check out and grab and wear and represent your favorite podcast, your favorite local professional wrestling manager, and your favorite local professional wrestling stable. So go ahead and check that out. But hey guys, if you want to go ahead and check out another podcast that has some great perspectives and great views on the professional wrestling business from the eyes of somebody that has been to pretty much every major company besides AEW, go ahead and check out my man, my boy, my brother, the Pope Elijah Burke, as him and Pollo Del Mar, the manager of champions, are always at each other's throats, talking professional wrestling on the Pope's point of view. That is the Pope's point of view, and that is on Saturdays at 9:05 a.m., where I am the deacon to the guiding light and the producer of the show. And guys, remember, you guys check that out. It's just like coming and checking out In Your House. It's always going to be a movie. And that is what we're going to give you guys, because what AEW was giving us this Sunday on the 26th of June, it's going to be a movie. We're going ahead and take those keys, put them in the door, and open up that forbidden door, and that's what we're seeing this Sunday, and that's exactly what we're going to talk about is Forbidden Door. A lot of great things to be excited about, a lot of questions to ask about this show, but we're going to go ahead and unpack it all, Bell. We're going to have a good time talking about what Forbidden Door could possibly be.
Hey, yo, so the door is unlocked. Yep. It is well wide open. I still have my doubts on whether it was Tony Khan who was the key. I'm pretty sure it was Cody, but we are here. We are here. We are going to see matches such as the main event for the interim AEW title with John Moxley and Go Ace, Hiroshi Tanahashi. We are going to see Zack Sabre Jr. versus a mystery opponent.
Question mark.
We are going to see the Bullet Club Elites versus Dudes with Attitudes, which that's a throwback. We are going to see all sorts of things. Not to mention, we're going to see the Jericho Appreciation Society with Suzuki-gun versus the Blackpool Combat Club. There's so much to talk about with Forbidden Door. I don't even know if I can remember everything that we have in front of us to talk about with Forbidden Door, to be honest.
Well, there's a lot.
There is a lot. So far, what are you most excited for with Forbidden Door, though?
Honestly, it's hard to start somewhere with that because there's a lot to be excited for. But the biggest thing that I want to speculate on, the first thing I want to speculate on is this match that's going down. It should have been Zack Sabre Jr. going up against Bryan Danielson, which would have been a banger. I mean, it 100% would have been a technical Marvel masterpiece is what it would have been. But obviously, we don't have Bryan Danielson. He's not cleared to wrestle for Forbidden Door. We're not even going to get my man on Blood and Guts either. But he says that there's going to be...
Back, right?
He said he'll be back. He said he'll 100% be back. But what he did say is that he's got somebody that he 100% trusts, somebody that is nearing the level that he's on, that's going to go up against Zack Sabre Jr. And in true heel fashion, because he even noted it. He said, I came out of the bad guy tunnel. I'm not going to tell you who it is. So, and you know what? I got to be honest with you, Bell. I'm glad he didn't tell me. I'm glad. I was already getting Forbidden Door anyway. So the fact that I get a chance to go into this with some sort of mystery around who this opponent is going to be, and we get a chance to, and it's good for us podcast guys too, because we get to speculate. We get to speculate. That's what we do.
Well, yeah, of course. Look, I'm glad he didn't tell any of you so that I can tell all of you, and I can be right. I can be right and kind of rub it in to House's face up here, because I'll be right and he's probably going to guess somebody who's like not correct, but it's okay.
We're going to see. We're going to see.
We're going to see. We're going to see as we speculate on Forbidden Door, but yeah, no, I loved that little small aspect. Yeah, I could tell you who is going to be in this amazing match, or I could tell you to kick rocks, and that's what I'm going to do, and you'll find out June 26th.
Yes. It was. I like that approach. I was here for that approach, because I do think that some surprise elements are good. We're gonna have a great show, and now we have a debut once again. Even though this is a thorn in the side that we get from AEW, debut. But with that being said, for this instance, I'm okay with it.
I like it in this instance. This is much better than an Ace Wild Card or Joker.
Yeah.
Debut. So I know in our little group chat last night we had some speculation.
Yeah, we did. We
speculated. Right, and we were all in different. We all had different ideas on who this mystery opponent would be. Are you still rocking with the same in the same area? Are you still feeling the same?
Yep. For the sake of competition, I'm gonna stay with who I said.
All right. So hopefully, our household out there, if y'all want to keep track, or we'll keep track of our own stuff. But we're gonna do a little small competition for Forbidden Door. We'll see whose picks do a little bit better. Who can guesstimate Forbidden Door a little bit better, whether it's Curator Damas or the director Damas. I don't have a good one for that one. Sorry.
That's all right. But that's what we're here to do. This is a preview episode towards Forbidden Door. So, okay, we'll just get down to the nitty gritty. We are gonna run down the main card here and see who's gonna win. But first off, before we do anything else, the first one I want to start with was exactly what we were just talking about, and that is the replacement for Bryan Danielson going up against Zack Sabre Jr. So we're no more speculating here, none of that. Who you think is gonna be walking through that tunnel to face Zack Sabre Jr.?
Oh, without a shadow of a doubt, that man is going to be Cesaro. He's going to walk out that door. He is going to show the AEW world that he is there, he is alive, and he is going to neutralize Zack Sabre Jr. In this match.
And that's a good pick. Pick.
Although I do not think he will walk away with the win.
Don't think he'll get a victory that night?
I don't think he will get the victory that night, although I do think he will be the debut.
And that's a really good pick. And the reason why I say that is because Cesaro is somebody who, once he quietly left the WWE, which he did do it in a very quiet fashion. I mean, we heard about it, but it wasn't like he didn't tweet anything out. He didn't hop on any podcast. He didn't do anything. Yeah. He just fell off. He just fell back straight up. He just fell back. So for it to be him, if you want my honest opinion, even though I have a different pick, once again, for the sake of competition, I mean, that is probably the best pick that you could make for this particular scenario. Considering the fact that my pick is somebody that people have already speculated that he was going to show up on AEW, and then he didn't. So it's how are we going to work this out in terms of, are we going to go in a way of somebody that is really going to surprise everybody, or are we going to go in a direction of somebody that everybody is speculating is going to show up at our company, and it's just and it's going to be, oh, he's here, and then what's going to happen after that? Because this individual is not only going to be a part of this match against Zack Sabre Jr., he's also going to be taking Bryan Danielson's place on next Wednesday's episode for Blood and Guts. So when I think of somebody with a mean streak, with enough violence, and of course good technical prowess, top of the list has got to be Cesaro. So I might be shooting myself in the foot here, but once again, it's for the sake of competition. And my pick for who's going to be walking through that tunnel, go up against Zack Sabre Jr., is going to be Johnny Wrestling, Johnny Gargano.
That is a good pick. That is a very, very good pick. And I think you're very, really strong in that regard. Where, yeah, I could see it. I could see him being a part of that Blackpool Combat Club, fitting in, meshing with that. I don't think as much as Cesaro does, but I think you're on the right track with that.
The reason why I like Cesaro as the pick is because one of the big things that I've always had an issue with when it comes to Cesaro, and Cesaro is great, fantastic talent. I mean, some of the things that I've seen Cesaro do in the ring, forget about it. The guy's a complete, absolute freak. The fact that WWE couldn't find anything for him at this moment is
stupid.
It's just crazy. It's just crazy. I mean, yes, he's been a former United States champion. Yes, a multi-time tag team champion, most notably with Sheamus as the bar. And he has done great things with the WWE, whether it be on the main roster or even on NXT, which is why I really loved him.
Right.
But one thing about Cesaro is that character-wise, he's not super compelling, and I've said this for years. I can't think of a Cesaro promo that blew me away. And
go ahead. Sorry.
No, you're fine. I can't think of a Cesaro promo that blew me away. So to put him with this stable, the Blackpool Combat Club, it protects him. You have guys that can talk. You have the mouthpiece, of course, that is William Regal. And that gives Cesaro opportunity to do what he's absolutely great at, and that's killing it in the ring. Exactly. Getting those kinks out of his neck and neutralizing the situation. So my pick personally is Johnny Gargano. But I wouldn't be upset if Cesaro walked through that doggone tunnel. I would. Truth be told, I'm just gonna say it for what it is. I would mark out more for Cesaro than I would for Johnny Gargano. Straight up.
Absolutely. I think absolutely. Now, the other pick that we had in our group chat, was the man Juice Incredible. He threw out the name Bray Wyatt, and I gotta say, you mark out huge for Cesaro. I would absolutely flip if it was William Rotunda. I would absolutely flip if it was that band. Although I do not think that he meshes with what the Blackpool Combat Club.
I agree with that.
Doing. Though, Bryan Danielson did throw out some hints and said, he did work with this person previously.
Yeah.
And Bray and Bryan, they did some close work together, especially in WWE.
Oh yeah.
So, for speculation's sakes, our graphics guru genius, Jushin, he may be right on target with that one, and he may beat us both.
Who knows? And whoever walks through that tunnel, whether it be any of those three picks, any of them going up against Zack Sabre Jr., it's going to be great because let's not forget Zack Sabre Jr. Yes, he's in this match, and he's not like the top story in this match. It's his mystery opponent, so he's a little overshadowed by the mystery opponent. But let's not forget that Zack Sabre Jr. He's one of the greatest technical wrestlers in the world today. Let's not forget about that.
Without a doubt.
So whoever he goes up against, it's going to be a banger, bro.
Absolutely. Without a doubt. There's no question to that.
So you said that Zack Sabre is going to come out with the victory. I'm going to go in the opposite direction of that, just because we are doing a preview here and giving our thoughts on it, and I think that whoever this is, whether it be any of those three men, once again, my what I want to see is Cesaro.
Yeah.
What I think we're gonna see is Gargano. But
I mean, even for competition space, you should pick with what you think. Right. So, like, even if you think, man, I don't think Zack Sabre Jr. is going to lose this bout no matter who's coming. Remember, there's a lot of matches on these cards. So, there's a lot of disparity as far as this match card goes.
For sure. But my mindset is this: if they're gonna and AEW has proven that they will do the opposite, but I feel like in this case, whoever this mystery opponent is going to pick up a victory on Sunday, get some momentum going into Blood and Guts, and then they're going to look even more like legitimate coming into, okay, we picked up a victory against one of the best technical wrestlers in the world, Zack Sabre Jr. Now we're going to walk into Blood and Guts with a lot of momentum because I just picked up a victory. So my guess is whoever this person is going to pick up the victory. Zack Sabre Jr. is not going to hurt from it. He'll go right back to New Japan and be the badass that he is in New Japan. And this person, because even though this is a inter-promotional pay-per-view, this is happening on the grounds of AEW. So I think it's important for whoever this guy is to pick up this victory and move on to Blood and Guts.
Yep, absolutely. I think you're onto something right there.
So that's just a thought. But either way, it is going to be a great match if any of those three men are involved, and I'm here for it. So now we're moving right along here. We got the Bullet Club going up against Darby Allin and Sting, and Hiromu Takahashi and Shingo Takagi. And this is going to be a big match, man. It's going to be a good match because if you've watched any of those inter-promotional Ring of Honor and New Japan Pro Wrestling shows, which I've been to one myself and I've watched many of them, those multi-man tag matches, I cannot stand multi-man tag matches in the WWE realm of things, but the way that AEW, well, not AEW, I don't want to say AEW, the way that Ring of Honor and New Japan did them, they were actually really entertaining. So who do you got coming out on top in this big 8-man tag here?
Oh man, I am not really sure who. I don't know.
Yeah.
There are so many variables in this. Like
a lot. There's a lot.
There's so many, and if I had to just pick, I think I'm gonna go with the team of Roppongi Vice I'm gonna go with the team of Shingo, and
Darby and Sting and Takahashi.
Yeah, I think that would have to be the way to go, right? Like you go with the dudes with the attitudes.
I think, that's where I was going with it, just because the Young Bucks just came off of a tag team championship win. They just won the tag team championships. And if Darby, and I'm just thinking in the realm of, even though this is of course an inter-promotional show, I'm thinking
this is such a weird match though.
It really is. But the reason why it makes sense for Team Darby Allin and Sting to win is because if they win this match, then they're gonna have an argument to tell the Young Bucks, like, hey, we beat you at Forbidden Door. Don't you think we should get an opportunity for the tag team championships?
Finally, for those tag team championships, actually. And then maybe we can actually get a good storyline that will separate Darby and his dad.
Yes, because they need a little more, just a little bit more, you know?
Yeah, look, I'm tired of Darby's good story. I want him to have separation anxiety like the rest of us.
Man, I'm trying to tell you. But I think that I do think that is logically the next best thing they can do is they've already hinted that this whole Jurassic Express thing could be over, and we really saw that on last night's Dynamite with an explosive promo from Christian Cage, and that's definitely something that we got to talk about. But it's like, what tag teams are really out there right now that are not actively doing something else? Of course, we could always go to FTR, but FTR's got their hands full because they're going to be in a match of winner takes all that's going to involve the IWGP Tag Team Championships and the Ring of Honor Tag Team
and the Ring of Honor,
exactly. So, and we're definitely going to get to that, folks. We're going to definitely get to that. But it's like, with them being so busy doing their thing, and then we all know the stuff with Jeff. So Matt's off on his own. The Acclaimed. We only got one member of the Acclaimed right now because the other member is injured. I don't think that they're ready to put the rocket on the back of Swerve and Keith Lee yet. They're still figuring things out.
They haven't decided if they're going to keep them as a tag team yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then your other viable option are the Ass Boys, which are very great viable options, by the way. But I think you have a better story with Darby Allin and Sting, versus the Young Bucks right now. So that's the natural progression of story to go to.
And that's why when you said that Darby Allin and Sting are going to come out with Takagi and Takahashi, I just think it makes the most sense more than anything else. So I'm with you on that one. I'm thinking that's who's going to win is Darby Allin, Sting and company, and that's how I see that going down, and breaking it down to how they can progress this story moving forward with their tag division kind of teetering at the moment, And we'll move right along to the Jericho Appreciation Society. That's Chris Jericho, Sammy Guevara, and they're going to be teaming up with Suzuki Gun. The Murder Grandpa is what I like to call him, Minoru Suzuki, going up against the Blackpool Combat Club, and that entails Wheeler Yuta, Shota Umino, and Eddie Kingston. Man, who do you got coming out on top in this match?
Oh man, so Blackpool Combat Club has to win this, right? Because they lost at the Arena Asylum
Arena Asylum,
whatever it's called.
Asylum. Arena, whatever. Yeah, there's a lot of A's in there.
yeah. Whatever that was. So it would make sense for Blackpool Combat Club to win this, but I don't think they do. I think Jericho Appreciation Society pulls this out ahead of Blood and Guts, and then we'll see a win out of Blackpool Combat Society at Blood and Guts. So,
I mean, I don't know how to say it any better than that, because that's once again, that's exactly what I was thinking. I think that they're gonna go blow for blow Sunday and Wednesday. You got Jericho Appreciation Society, and then you got Minoru Suzuki, and Minoru Suzuki, even though he's a complete badass, he'll take some L's over on AEW. He'll take some L's over on AEW. He has. Oh, yeah. We've seen it. So Eddie Kingston, Wheeler Yuta, and Shota, I think they're going to come out. I think they're going to come out with a victory in this match, and then Wednesday we're going to see vice versa. And that really and
so
also,
good to see Shooter though. So good to see Shooter from. If you guys remember it from New Japan, from Moxley's first iteration.
Yeah.
Or
that was his young boy.
Yeah.
And now look at him.
Seeing him is great right now.
It's great. It really is great to see where he was at with being that young lion for Mox, and now look at him. He's coming over to Chicago, one of the best wrestling towns in the United States, and coming over for possibly one of the biggest interpromotional shows of our generation. So that's good. Great for him, man. And you love to see it and to see what he's going to do next as his career progresses with New Japan Pro Wrestling. And we talk about the past, and the past being Ring of Honor collaborating with New Japan Pro Wrestling to have many small scale but high scale indie cross promotions. Like I said before, I've been to one myself in Columbus, Ohio, and it was absolutely amazing. One of the best shows that I've ever been to personally. So now we get a little bit of that again in this next match, where we're having the IWGP Tag Team Championships defended, but there's a little bit more in there too, because it's not just the IWGP World Tag Team Championships that's being defended. It's also the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championship that's being defended, as Dax Harwood and Cash Wheeler, FTR, is going to be going up against United Empire, Great O'Khan and Jeff Cobb, and Roppongi Vice, Trent Beretta and Rocky Romero in a triple threat tag team match, winner takes all. So that means, hey, it doesn't matter. You have one tag team championship, you have 2 tag team championships, and you got Roppongi Vice, who doesn't have a tag team championship. These guys could come out, who they could be walking in with no titles and then walking out with 4, but walking out with 2 pairs of tag team championships. Who do you got?
Oh, I don't know whether to go with my head or whether to go with my heart on this one. And you know what? I'm so confused, Con. I don't know. I don't know. Look, I'm going to flip an imaginary coin in my head, and I'm just going to say, we're going to go with United Empire. I have no rhyme or reason. Have no rhyme or reason why I'm going to go with United Empire, but I'm going to say that they retain their IWGP heavyweight or tag team championships, and they also gain these ROH tag team championships from FTR. I feel like I'm wrong in this one, because this match can go any which way, but
it could really go any which way. I agree with you on that, for sure. My mindset is this. Like, anytime I try to guess these matches, I'm trying to use some kind of wrestling logic. And sometimes wrestling logic really straight up don't make no kind of sense. But
well, yeah. Well, sometimes the wrestling logic is, oh, man, in the go-home show, this happened.
Yeah, yeah.
And, sometimes you don't have that.
Yeah, and I don't think we really had that so much on this episode. So my mindset is this. These are the Ring of Honor Tag Team Championships. These are not the AEW Tag Team Championships. So it doesn't really hurt Dax Harwood and Cash Wheeler to lose these titles. Right. And on top of that, if they lose these titles, that gives them an opportunity to go ahead and go chase the AEW World Tag Team Championships on a division that kind of needs higher scale tag teams right now. So
correct.
So it could be United Empire, but for some reason my mind is going to a team that has been both that has been both a part of Ring of Honor and a part of New Japan Pro Wrestling, respectively, and that's Trent Beretta and Rocky Romero, Roppongi Vice. I'm thinking somehow, some way, Roppongi Vice walks in empty-handed and walks out with 2 titles on each one of their shoulders. Roppongi Vice is who I'm picking to take it all.
Talk about best friends, man. See, that was where I was conflicted. Do I go with my head or do I go with my heart? Do I go with my head or do I go with my heart? My heart says, man, I really want best friends, Roppongi Vice, members of Chaos, to have all the gold. And
the way it makes sense to me is that you don't lose much from Rocky Romero is likely going to go back to New Japan anyway. Yeah. And if you want to send Trent Beretta out there, that's okay too. So like there's different ways you can go with it. And then even if you want to, once again, I'm sticking with my pick. I'm sticking with Roppongi Vice. But even the same rules apply for United Empire. They can take those Ring of Honor Tag Team Championships over to Japan, and they could defend them over in Japan. It's not, once again, even though Tony Khan owns the rights to Ring of Honor, there is no Ring of Honor show right now. There's no set Ring of Honor show. They don't have a deal. They don't have anything in place. He just owns the right to them. So if they want to take these to Japan and have them out there as long as whenever, until the next show when they're going to come back over, and then maybe by then he will have announced that Ring of Honor is going to be on a Tuesday night or a Thursday night, and it's going to be on this network, whatever. That's too. It's hard to even speculate on that because there hasn't been any alluding to what's going to happen with the Ring of Honor brand. So I can just go off what I know, and I do know that United Empire can take those titles and defend those Ring of Honor titles without bothering anything, without messing up the flow of AEW, because they're not AEW titles. So I'm saying Roppongi Vice, but I would not be surprised if United Empire won them. I'd be even more shocked if FTR won, but I'm going with Roppongi Vice.
I feel like the smart pick would be for both of us to say FTR retains, FTR gains new championships, but I feel like both of us are in the same pool where we're like, oh man, they just had these couple turns that I don't think they need their titles anymore. It's gonna mean more for the brands of New Japan and Ring of Honor if they get crowned new champions. So I that's a weird match. Such a weird match, man.
It really is. It really is. But that's what I think is going to be going down as far as that match goes. And we had, once again, when they did those Ring of Honor and New Japan shows, you saw a lot of these multi-man matches because they really want to try to get a lot of these guys on the card.
Well, yeah, and it's a smart way for booking. It's a smart way. Everyone gets to see some of their favorite people, and it also, these things, if you're looking for a promotion minded set, this doesn't kill a match or the ideal of a dream match. Because two individuals have never faced off one-on-one if they've never faced off one-on-one, if it's always been multi-team matches, sorts of things. So if you're looking from a promoter standpoint, that's it.
It just makes sense. But now that we've gotten through the majority of those big, massive multi-man matches, now we're gonna get to the real meat of this card here, Bell, and we're gonna start it off here with the AEW Women's World Championship, and that's Thunder Rosa going up against Toni Storm for said title. Who are you thinking, man?
Thunder Rosa is retaining, although I think her days are definitely numbered.
I think so too. I think that Thunder Rosa's and listen, guys, I say this as a fan of Thunder Rosa, so I want you guys to understand that Thunder Rosa's reign has not been everything that it could be. It hasn't.
I don't think it's her fault.
I don't think it is. I don't think it is either. But I don't think that. I think that she lost a lot of. She lost some PR points with that sandbagging story that started floating around and whatnot. And she's like, it is as great as Thunder Rosa is as a competitor. We've seen her wrestle all around. I mean, she's even wrestled locally right here in Indiana. I mean, we've.
She's wrestled in my neck of the woods. So
exactly. Exactly. Thunder Rosa is a great journeywoman in professional wrestling. But is she larger than life? At this moment, no. I don't see it. But I don't see them taking the title off her for Toni Storm. I just don't see it.
No.
I just don't see it. And I even asked my wife a question last night. I'm like, where in the hell has Ruby Soho been? Is she injured? Is she just off TV? I just feel like I want to see more of Ruby Soho. I do not know where she's been.
I want to see more of Ruby Soho if she's going to win.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the same argument that I have for Darby Allin, which is that I see a lot of Darby Allin, but I see a lot of Darby Allin losing.
Yeah.
And that's what I've seen out of Ruby Soho, but I'd like to see more out of her, but more wins, right?
Yeah.
So I don't, if that could be fixed a little bit, I think that could help with the women's division. That is still lackluster, but may be able to get a few shots in the arms. Yeah. Possibly this weekend with surprises or whatnot. So
it needs something. It really just does need something because
I feel like things are coming. Now I wouldn't put money in the bank on that, but like you see what I did there. But I do feel like things are definitely coming for AEW's women's division.
I'm hoping so, man, because I want to see their women's division succeed. You look at the landscape of women's wrestling right now, and just in the last 5 or 6 years, women's wrestling has never been as hot as it is now.
Absolutely.
So you want to see them have the women's division that WWE has, or even the women's division that Impact Wrestling has. You want to see
that Knockouts division is A1.
So good, right? And I want to see AEW. I want to see AEW elevate women in that way, but they're just having trouble right now, man.
I think it's something that will come. It's just they don't have enough. They have Britt Baker, and they don't, and then they also have Jade.
But Jade is still heavily protected, though.
As she should be. She's a baby still. Not a baby in the sense of a good guy. She's a baby in the sense that has only been wrestling this year.
Yeah,
guys, we're coming upon her 1 year debut, very rapidly. I believe it was sometime in October. If I could be mistaken.
She hasn't been wrestling that long, but think of guys like
not long at all, but
Braun Strowman, like Omos, guys that have, and not just big guys that are still green, respectfully, but they want to push them. They want to push them, but they have to protect them because they cannot have those crazy style of matches that you're seeing from somebody who's been wrestling for 10, 15 years,
Yeah, which I think if for all the things that AEW has done wrong in their short lifespan, I think they're actually handling this particular situation right with Jade in all aspects. They've kept her strong. They're going to continue to keep her strong, as well as to keep her healthy and to keep building and building and building her. So a good women's division is in the works. You can see it. They've been building it, but it just takes time.
It does.
It just absolutely takes time.
It's not an easy process to build up a good women's division, especially when a lot of the quality women talent are already signed to other companies. Right. So it is hard. So I'm not sitting over here just bashing AEW saying what's going on with their women's division. This is not an easy task. It's not an answer that could be done in 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, maybe even 4 or 5 years. But it's definitely going to take some time for them to build this division. And we're hoping that they can at some point, because I know that's been a sore spot that I know I've talked about here on this podcast for a couple of years at least. But we'll see where that goes, because we got to keep on pushing here, and that's exactly what we're going to do, because this next match is probably, definitely, almost most certainly going to be a banger, and that's going to be for the IWGP United States Heavyweight Championship. That is Will Ospreay going up against Orange Cassidy. Man, it's going to be good, man. This is going to be good. Who do you think is going to be coming out on top, Will Ospreay and Orange Cassidy?
Oh, man, I can't wait for a good quality squeezed win out of Will Ospreay. Yes.
Swerved him. You had me there in the first half.
Yeah. That's what I was going for. Yes, got him. But yeah, man, I can't wait for this match. I think it will be absolutely great. But I know Orange Cassidy's limitations. He is not Will Ospreay. He is good, but he is not Will Ospreay. Will Ospreay is one of the best wrestlers on this planet.
Yeah.
Let me reiterate that. Will Ospreay is one of the best wrestling individuals on this planet.
Yes. And honestly, that's not only just that for why I'm saying Will Ospreay, but I'm just saying it's how long are they going to have the IWGP United States Heavyweight Championship in the United States? I mean, I know it's the United States Championship,
Right.
but he's got to take it back to New Japan, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
he and plus he just won it. So like I don't see what Orange Cassidy gains from being the IWGP United States Championship champion, but I do see that this match is going to be a banger with a pretty predictable outcome. And honestly, I'm okay with it. I say Will Ospreay, easy. But the match is going to be great, and this next match that we're going to talk about is also going to be great, and it's for yet another new championship in AEW. You got to cool it on these straps, seriously, because it seems like everybody's getting one.
Well, I just think they need to figure out where bodies of water are, and then we would probably be in a little bit better situation.
Make it a damn Trios Championship. What are you waiting for, Tony Khan? For God's sake.
You're not
Trios
wrong,
title.
but also during this time, go ahead and hand Miro his belt because he needs it.
Yep, that's it. You already beat me to it. It's going to be Pac, it's going to be Miro, it's Malachi Black, and it's Tomohiro Ishii. And Tomohiro Ishii ain't taking this brand new AEW championship back to New Japan. And
he might take this Atlantic championship back to the. No.
He's like, no. It's Miro all day, man. It's Miro all day.
This is Miro's title, up and down, through and through.
I never thought he wasn't gonna win it. Even when I saw the brackets, I was like, Miro.
Right.
So and this match is gonna be good. It's gonna be a damn good match. Many different elements and styles in Malachi Black. A striker, bruiser. Same thing with Miro, real big bruiser and a brawler, good brawler. Pac with his high flying ability, another brawler in Ishii. I mean, this is going to be a great mixture of styles that's going to see Miro winning this new champion and being the first ever AEW All Atlantic champion. And let's say for whatever reason, Bell, that they do decide to treat the All Atlantic Championship as a prestigious championship, something they haven't done with the TNT title. And it actually does become a prestigious championship that people build respect for. If they do build a legacy with this championship, Bell, Miro will always be remembered as the first ever All Atlantic champion. And I think that if they do build the legacy for that title, that could mean something.
Oh, I think that this belt is going to be renamed as the Miro belt. Eventually, once they figure out, logistical standpoints of things, that it'll just be named the Miro belt. I think this is going to be the second iteration of what should have been Miro's TNT title reign, had he not, I assume, got injured or what happened.
Just quietly went away.
Yeah, I'm just assuming that it was low-key injury, honestly, because he was running on a tear. But like, this is going to be what that title reign should have been for Miro. So after a couple months, they'll just rename it the Miro belt, and it'll be forever his god, and this will be the god that he chooses.
Yep, and it's going to be his title. He's going to go and carry. Hopefully, they don't keep changing designs on it either. Like, I don't know how. I know Tony Khan got a lot of money, but like, don't it seem like just throwing money away to keep having it? They're not cheap, so you keep getting new belts, man. Quit. Just have one belt and just. Once again, I know you got a lot of daddy's money, but just quit throwing it away. Just have one belt. You know what I'm saying,
bro? If you don't gotta worry about it, you ain't gotta worry about it. Let him spend that man's money.
I guess
it's not yours.
I was gonna say it ain't mine.
So wise friend once told me, not my monkey, not my zoo.
Hey, straight up. So let him do what he do. That's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to continue to do what we do as we move on this really exciting card for a super exciting match that's be coming up next here. I'm super excited for this one. There's a lot of matches I'm excited for, but this one is going to be great because we got Jay White, Hangman, Adam Page, and the Rainmaker, Kazuka Okada and Adam Cole going up against each other, bro. Yeah, exactly. Rainmaker going up against each other. Fatal 4-way for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. What are you thinking?
Do you ever think you'd see an IWGP World Heavyweight Title match in AEW, like, and let alone it would be a fatal 4-way,
Right.
with Adam Hangman Page, Adam Cole, Jay White, and
Switchblade.
the Rainmaker,
Man.
Okada. Like, I don't really know exactly how to choose this match because I don't know the back and forth between Okada and Jay White here. I know Jay White just won this belt, but I feel like this is an opportunity for Okada to win his belt back.
Yeah.
And maybe that's why they set this up this way. So I'm going to go Okada, although I say that begrudgingly because now that I think about it, it'd probably be a Jay White win, but we'll go with Okada.
See, that's where I'm at, man. Like, I think about the legacy of the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship, and this isn't a title that gets hot potatoed around like that. It really doesn't. Its history, it doesn't. So I want to say Okada.
In its short iteration, just this past year, it has been on 4 different people.
Yeah.
Just keep that in mind. So
right. So I want to say Okada.
Lots of injury in that, but
yeah, I want to say Okada, but just it's burning inside me to say that Jay White retains this championship. So that's what I'm going to go with is Jay White. Switchblade's going to hold it and continue to hold it, and Okada's going to go back to New Japan and continue to chase it once again as he does. And who knows? We don't know. We're not in Wrestle Kingdom season yet, but maybe he hold. I think that if he gets away with this victory, maybe it's a situation where Jay White could hold it up until Wrestle Kingdom and be in that main event. But we got to get past Sunday first, and my gut instinct is telling me that Jay White is going to retain in a banger of a match.
I think you might be right, even though I know I went with Okada. Nobody twisted my arm. I just like that Rainmaker.
Me too. Me too.
Yeah. This is Rainmaker all day. I think that's going to be a great match, though. But watch, we're both wrong, and Hangman Adam Page walks out with the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. That I know that's not going to happen, but
it's not an awful idea. It's not.
Not
for the simple.
It's not
fact,
an awful idea to put it on Adam Cole.
Exactly.
Think about what that does for things like the stories that you could tell between both companies, and if they continue to do these intercompany matches, intercompany cards, things like that in the future, this could so many things.
Absolutely
lead to so many things.
Absolutely. That's why I low-key would like to see that happen for that very reason, because this is inter-promotional, and what better way to give each other the rub by putting your title on another roster's guy. I mean, I know that's not something that we see a whole lot, but let's just do some stuff outside of the box here. I think it'd be interesting. And that brings me to the main event. And that main event is for the interim AEW World Heavyweight Championship. Once again, this match or this card definitely had so much more implications to it if wrestling wasn't stricken so hard by the injury bug like it has been in the last few months. CM Punk and Cody Rhodes and Bryan Danielson and the list goes on. But we're getting what we're getting. And it's not bad. It's not bad at all, because it's going to be the ace Hiroshi Tanahashi going up against Jon Moxley for said interim AEW World Heavyweight Championship. What are you thinking on this huge main event that's probably going to be very physical and violent?
Go Ace. Go Ace. Go Ace. Honestly, I just like saying Ace, even though Jon Moxley is going to win this match, and then he is going to go on to face CM Punk for the interim versus interim AEW Heavyweight unification match, I assume, if CM Punk ever comes back.
A lot of unification matches happening. What's going on?
It's just wrestling is trendy.
Oh yeah.
And this is the trend.
Yeah.
So I think this is a no-brainer unless AEW is planning on pulling the wool over all of our eyes.
Huge swerve if they did it with Tanahashi.
I think we've known this from the jump that Jon Moxley is going to win this match. He's going to be the AEW interim World Heavyweight champion. No brainer, right? Then we'll see him, CM Punk, and then hopefully AEW will go back to normal, and I can get some MJF back on my TV.
I'm missing MJF real bad, bad.
Yeah.
I know what they're doing. I know they're trying to take him off TV and bring him back real big and hot, but man, he is sorely missed on weekly episodic TV. Distance
makes the heart grow fonder.
For sure.
Yeah.
So we both going Jon Moxley here. Then is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, that's where I was going. Right?
I think
that's right. That's where I went.
I mean, would it be an incredible swerve for Tanahashi to win this championship and maybe hang out in the United States a little bit longer, or even take the title over to Japan?
I think it would be absolutely great if that happened. But I think they are going to make that business decision. No.
No, I don't think so
AEW is going to do it. I think that their heavyweight title is too important to them, and
it is. It is.
And
you're
that would be a very, very foolish decision made by Tony Khan, and I don't think he's that foolish. But you never know. Enough coke make him do anything.
Hey, I'm just saying, man. Maybe his mindset is he's going too. It would be too mainstream for Jon Moxley, and he wants to really swerve everybody. But that'd be kind of overthinking it, I think. Just a little bit overthinking it.
To the moon.
Man, I'm telling you, man. He needs to just run with that gimmick. Just lean into it, bro.
There you go.
But Jon Moxley, I think it's going to be Jon Moxley. This match gives me shades of the IWGP United States Heavyweight Championship match in a way that it's going to be an absolute banger with the predictable outcome. So, I'm going with Jon Moxley. All in all, I think the show is going to be great. I was strategic in getting this show because instead of asking for anything else for Father's Day, I asked for Forbidden Door because I knew I wanted to watch that. So I was strategic in that way. So I'll be ordering that and watching that live. And once we reconvene and everything, we'll talk about it. We'll look forward to Money in the Bank, which is another show that I'm looking forward to. A lot of great programming coming up here in the next week.
Absolutely, can't wait for Money in the Bank.
Oh yeah, you got Forbidden Door this Sunday. You got Blood and Guts on Wednesday, and then you got Money in the Bank on Saturday. So a lot of great higher scale shows, not a regular Dynamite. Of course, you're still gonna have your Raw, your NXT 2.0, and then your SmackDown. But okay. Okay. So I'm more towards something that's gonna make me jump out of my seat, something that's gonna leave me like buzzing at least 30 minutes to an hour after the show. And I think that's what we're gonna see with Forbidden Door. I think that's what we're gonna see with Blood and Guts, and I think that's what we're gonna see with Money in the Bank next Saturday, man.
Yeah, I think you were absolutely right, and you've hit nail on the head with all of those. I can't wait for this. It's big wrestling weekend.
Oh yeah. We got a lot coming towards us, man, and we got a lot that's coming towards the set as well. As we got a big show that I've confirmed my booking onto it. Sam's gonna be there, and it's gonna be great. It's going down in Tennessee, and I wish that you were coming too. We really want you to come. You're the set. We wanted you here, but we get it. We understand.
Look. I will always be there in spirit, and maybe I can curate something special, but I know that you were talking about, of course, Heroes and Legends, right?
Yes.
And that's going to be Saturday, July 9th at the Seaverville Civic Center.
Yes.
Everyone can go on heroesandlegends.com to get tickets. Tickets start at $15. And that is at 200 Gary R. Wade Boulevard in Seaverville, Tennessee.
Yes, man. And you're looking here at the flyers. The names that you're going to see here are absolutely worth the price of admission. I mean, obviously, you're going to have the set in attendance where myself and Sam's going to be teaming up with a longtime Heroes and Legends mainstay and first ever Heroes and Legends World Heavyweight Champion Drew Skills to go up against the Headbangers. That's going to be great. I mean, you're gonna have Shooters Don't Die representation in there with Don't Die Miles. That's going to be great. You're gonna have the Drama King, formerly known as Aiden English, Shao Guerrero, the daughter of Eddie. You're going to have Lord Crew that's going to be there, Ziggy Dice. You're going to have Eugene there in the building. You're going to have Cowboy Bob Orton in the building. You're going to have Hornswoggle in the building. You're going to have Ricky the Dragon Steamboat in the building. You're going to have the Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart, in the building.
You're looking forward to that one.
Oh, I cannot wait to go face to face with that old man.
Yeah. There definitely needs to be a sit down, a talk, a face to face, a mouth to mouth, whatever you want to talk or call it. Maybe not a mouth to mouth, man. Whatever.
Pause. It's gonna be a great fan fest. The fan fest is between 1 and 6 p.m. and then the show itself is going to start at 7. That's bell time at 7. And come on, seriously, guys. You're going to get such a great fan fest, then a night of great wrestling, and honestly, one of my favorite towns to go to, and that's Seaverville, Tennessee. I enjoy the mountains. I enjoy the scenery and everything. And yes, it's a big tourist trap, but I like to get away, man. Me and the family went ahead and got a cabin like we did last year. We're going to be in the cabin. The director's going to be in the hot tub with the drink, amongst other things. And just relaxing, man. Relaxing and having a good time before this big show on Saturday, July 9th. But you guys do not want to miss this. Seriously. It's going to be huge. It's going to be big. It's going to be a movie. So once again, that is Heroes and Legends. This one is their 18th Heroes and Legends. Like, do you understand how big it has to be for you to sustain such a level of talent for 18 shows? It's not easy. You see a lot of these promotions try to bring in big names, and they price themselves out, Bell. You know, they end up getting these big names because they, straight up, they want to be marks. They're marks in the business that got some money and want to get the best talent, and then they end up spending up all their money. This has to speak
I feel like that's how you end up with a rotten reputation.
Ooh, I see what you did there.
I ain't do nothing. I ain't do nothing, Con.
Oh, what's that? What's that? But hey, you already know how it goes. And let me correct myself. This will be Heroes and Legends 17. 18 is going to be going down in October, which is going to be another huge show. Once again, Heroes and Legends 17 with a great card, great fan fest, great show that's going to be going down once again bell time at 7. And it just has to speak to the staying power of Heroes and Legends to be doing this for so long on this type of level. Is going to be great.
Absolutely.
If you guys are in the Seaverville area, or if you're not, just come out and meet some of the legends and the heroes of professional wrestling, and come and see the set. Come and see me. Come and see Sam Knight, and we're gonna go out there.
Go see Sam.
Go see Sam.
Yeah.
We're gonna go out there. And we're gonna try to not only have Sam. As of now, he is the Midwest Hybrid Champion, but we also are looking for him to be the Heroes and Legends World Tag Team Champion. They're also going to be introducing a new championship, which is the Smoky Mountain Championship, which is a beautiful title. If you guys out there in the household haven't got a chance to check it out, go to Heroes and Legends. That's Heroes and Legends Professional Wrestling. Their official Facebook page, their official social media. They also have a website. Go check it out. And all the happenings that's going down at Heroes and Legends. It's going to be great. It's going to be a movie. You don't want to miss this. Jason Maples, Sean Coletta put on a great show. Those are the guys that you should be hitting up if you want tickets. Also, you can get tickets on Ticketmaster as well. And they just really put on a great show, man. So once again, Heroes and Legends 17 going down in the Great Smoky Mountains. One of my favorite places to be. One of my favorite places to vacation at, along with one of my favorite things to do, and that is to be a part of the professional wrestling business. And man, we talk about one of my favorite places to be, one of my favorite places to do. Now it's time for one of my favorite people to tell us what he's got coming through the pipeline, and that's the marvelous Mr. Bell. What we got from Bell coming up in the coming weeks, man?
Con, you know I am always curating.
Always be curating.
Look, this weekend I will be at the Howard County Vietnam Veterans Memorial hosting the Country Tough Tour concert. You'll see acts like Big Smo, Wade B, Fingers in Sunshine, among a plethora of other acts. Check out my Facebook, check out my Instagram, check out my Twitter, any of those, and you will get all the information that you need to know for that. That is Saturday, June 25th. And
cool.
Yeah, like I said, you can go on at Curator Bell, find me across all social platforms to get the information for that. Upon from that, you guys know that I'm always curating content for right here for the household. So catch me throughout the week. I may do some pop-ups. I got some special episodes coming out of Curator's Corner with some special people. So watch out for those things, and then always watch out for my man up here, Con. What do you got coming up here soon?
Oh man, it's like you said, always be curating. I'm always directing, so we got this big Heroes and Legends 17 show that's going to be coming up July 9th. That's going to be great. Then on August 6th, we get to go right back to Columbus, as we're going to go ahead and see some fair fights over there for Emerge Wrestling, one of my favorite places to be. It's going to be great. And, man, make sure that you guys check out Emerge's social media pages. That's their Twitter, their IG, and also their Facebook to get updates on what's going on next. P and his Emerge Outbreak Championship, I'm sure, will be on the line, and what's going to be a great show. He's right there on the poster, along with all the other champions there at Emerge. Sam will be in attendance. I know my man Bell is going to be there with me as well. We're gonna see what kind of trouble we can get into, because the set it's official. The set is taking over Emerge Wrestling. Emerge is set territory, straight up. It is straight set territory. That is our stomping ground, and anybody who dares to go up against the set is going to have to deal with the right hand of God and the certified problem, Vitamin P himself. So this is going to be great. That's what we got going on. Guys, there's a lot going on, guys, as far as Forbidden Door, and then Money in the Bank is going to be next week, and then a week after that, I'll be in Tennessee on vacation. So we'll see what we can do about an episode. Maybe we'll run back one of our older episodes of In Your House to give you guys something to listen to on the week that I'll be out of town. But guys, we do want to get to this mailbag. What we're going to be calling it now is a house call. It's going to be fun, whole lot of fun. And we want to answer those questions, guys. We want your questions. We want to get you guys interactive. Also, we're going to be opening up the grounds, open up the floodgates to having some guests again, as far as other podcasters, and also interviewing professional wrestlers again, because that's really what this podcast was built on. We really set a really solid foundation on talking wrestling and reviewing shows and stuff like that, but we covered a lot of good ground with the interviews, so we really want to start doing that again. So getting interactive with the household, getting some young talent in here, and even recognizable talent, and interviewing them and talking to them, and just making this as fun as we possibly can again. But until then, this is what we're doing here, and we're talking about these shows and having fun with it. And me and Bell are out there putting in that work to try to make names for ourselves as much as we can. And with that being said, I got to do my due diligence and let them know where you could find me at, and let them know where. And we need to know where we could find Bell at too, because there might be new listeners that don't know. So let's go ahead and get yours out there first. We got to make sure we get your socials out there before we slide out of here.
I am at Curator Bell across all social platforms. I made it easy for all of you. It's Curator. If you don't know how to spell that, look, you have enough problems. But Curator Bell across all social platforms. Get it for the culture.
Hey, it's for the culture. You guys already know the marvelous one himself. All across there, it's Curator Bell. So go ahead and check him out and check out all the trouble that he's curating. And as far as you want to see what I'm directing, that is at Hollywood Howse. Hollywood Howse on Facebook and Hollywood Howse on Twitter. That's the Hollywood Howse on IG. Then if you want to follow this podcast, it's at In Your House across all those social media platforms. And of course, that's HOWSE, and the W stands for work. So let me let you guys know where you guys can listen to this at. You guys can listen to this at Apple Podcast, Spotify, Spreaker, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Himalaya. Hey, you don't have an Apple device? That's all right. We're on Google Play. Anywhere that you guys are, we can get to you guys. Check it out. It is going to be Heroes and Legends 17. It's really going down. Seaverville, Tennessee. It's going to be fun. And we're going to go out there. We're going to make a movie. Guys, you already know what it is. Go ahead and support this podcast. That's at www.prowrestlingtees.com/inyourhouse. Hey, we'll continue to give you that work, but we also need you guys to go ahead and get that shirt. And guys, we tell you this all the time. Hop on this bandwagon. Get on or get gone. Because the household, we still are going mighty strong. You guys have a great day and a great rest of your week. Peace.